Inside the Circle, Season 5, Episode 1. We are back. It does not get any better than this. Here we are in the friendly confines of the studio. We are back. We've got the whiteboard. I'm at home with my pen. If you'll recall, we last were here at 5 a.m. doing whiteboard predictions.
What day?
Oh, March. Was it March?
What was it?
Oh gosh, March 3rd or 4th?
Yeah,
I can't remember. I was so delusional at that point.
At that point?
Oh yeah.
At that point?
Good
You're
point.
delusional at every point. So.
That's true. Well, for those long-time sufferers,
let me just put it out there. I hope none of you have a peanut allergy because this dude's a nut.
Let's reel it back in here. Let's talk to the folks who have been with us since the first ever whiteboard predictions. Right. We had the whiteboard. We're back in our friendly confines of the studio here.
This is kind of where we start.
This is where we start. We end here with the
start here, we end here.
Yep, at the leading into the district tournament, we do the whiteboard predictions. But in between there, we do a little bit of a little green screen action, a little studio action in the other side of the studio. So that's a good thing. We also have a podcast that's new for this year.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We have a podcast new for this year. It's something that we want to incorporate. Every year we've done just a little bit more. And that's one issue that we're doing. Before I get off from last year, I don't want to go too far because I mentioned that we do the whiteboard predictions. Last year we did a pick'ems contest. Had about 50 people in there. I don't know if I had time to bring this back. Out of 50 people, you did not win.
I did not win. Is that how you're really going to start this season?
No, I'm not. I'm going to actually give kudos.
S-Pen 1945. Come on down, please. Come on down.
Hey, I'm going to give mad props to Connor Corbin. He was a senior last year. He ended up winning the Pick'ems contest. He had an unfortunate turn of events. As a matter of fact, at the Cruiser Invitational, his knee went the wrong way, I do believe. Messed up his knee. Couldn't wrestle his senior season in the postseason. What better way to walk home with at least a little bit of a victory.
Small consolation prize.
Small consolation prize. I hope he enters again. I hope you enter again. It'll be great. So we'll keep that going.
Yeah, one thing with that, I don't think it should be an issue as long as we don't put people's results out there. Is just list the top 5 scores for the whiteboard prediction.
Oh.
Like who got first, who got second, but we don't have to put their picks out there. Just put like what their score was.
No,
right?
maybe top 3.
Top 3? Okay.
Yeah, maybe we could do that.
Top 3. Okay.
Maybe we could do that.
Okay.
Top 4, they'd all be state qualifiers. Anywho, the whole point is now you're thinking, who are these people? Well, allow us to, if you're new and you're watching, you're thinking, yes, who are these people? Allow me to introduce Sean. I am Mark.
New. Nobody's flipping through the channels thinking like, oh, these two good guys. These guys look like something might be entertaining.
Yeah, we are very entertaining. Hopefully we bring some street cred too along the way. If you stick with us, we'll bring it. This is Sean, I'm Mark. Together we represent Inside the Circle, a Central Ohio-based entity aimed at one thing, to recognize and celebrate why do you do that, man? To recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of the hardest working student athletes this side of the North Pole. That is what we do. That is what we're about. It's on our website. But over time, not only have we done the whiteboard predictions, not only have we done week by week results, we have also got entrenched in the community at large. What we found is there was a lot of good things going on and none better than Megan's Mom.
That's true. None better than that.
We introduced it on the podcast, and I want to bring it back to the live show as you guys are here watching. Sean, I want you to talk about Megan's Miles, what it means not only to the people involved, but also what it could mean potentially to our viewers and a certain team in the local area.
Right,
Sean.
as Mark talked about, Megan's Mile is a great foundation that's ran every year on Memorial Weekend.
Foundation.
And basically it's money that benefits Children's Hospital. It's named after a young woman who passed away 9 years ago who worked at Children's Hospital and the muscular dystrophy area of the hospital, and basically every year there's a run in her name to raise money for Children's Hospital that has really developed a lot of techniques used today to test children for diseases young. I found that out recently. So we're getting behind this. A lot of people in the community, big name wrestlers, are getting behind this as well. This year it's the last year they're going to do it. They've raised about $170,000 over the year. Again, a great foundation by the Schlegel family, Jerry and Lynn Schlegel. This year, ITC with other sponsors is backing a contest with all Central Ohio wrestling teams. Basically, it's going to be wrestlers competing like a cross-country meet with the top team getting $200 donated to their booster program from ITC. So
nice.
That is something we're great to be behind. A little bit more information will be out on this as we go along during the season, but you will see me and Mark wearing the shirts anytime we are not in front of the green screen, and you'll probably see us.
I just thought of that. That's good.
You'll see us wear these periodically in tournaments and events of the year, just to keep the idea fresh in everyone's mind and to get behind a beautiful foundation that we have
right on
in the community.
As mentioned on the podcast, what will happen is the team that brings the most or finishes the highest at the Megan's Miles will be the team that gets the...
Yeah, like you can entertain people, but the top 5 times...
Yes.
Whoever has the top 5 times will get the $200.
I said this on the podcast, man. As somebody who is part of a Little Cruiser Wrestling program, a part of a program, I know how far $200 can go. Mm-hmm. So it's something I would work for. Sean, that's great. Megan's Miles, that's something that's coming up. Podcast is new. It's on SoundCloud. You can find it on our website. It's on the weekly episodes. Click on there. We do have a website. I should have really put it up there. Just search. You're in the wrestling community. Ask somebody they know. All that stuff's on there. What about, obviously, I'm no longer coaching, therefore I'm no longer running tournaments. With no longer running tournaments, it frees us up just a little bit to maybe branch out and do some things that otherwise we could not have done. So, Sean, I want to know, are we doing any new tournaments for this year?
We are doing new tournaments this year.
I knew it.
There's 4 new tournaments we will be covering this year that we have not covered in the past. The first tournament is the Dan Gardner Duels at Whitehall. We'll be covering that the second week of the season. A great mixture of some D1 schools, Grove City among others, against really top-level D2 schools. Wow. Whitehall, Bishop Hartley, I think Buckeye Valley's there. That's going to be a great event. Also, we're going to cover the CIT. For the first time, it's a newly formed wrestling program, Otterbein. That is in early or mid-January.
Mid-January.
We'll be there on the second day doing commentating for public access television.
Oh, yeah,
so that's going to be great. We're also going to cover the Riemann Invitational up at Delaware Hayes. A great tournament that really brings schools from the north down to intermeet with the schools from Central District. Scheduling over the last couple of years, we haven't been able to cover that, but this year we will be able to. And then also we're going to go back to a tournament we covered the first year, but haven't since then, the Watkins Memorial Tournament at Watkins Memorial. Is that tournament called the Mark Neiman Invitational by any chance? Not
yet. Not this year. It is not. I'm working on it. I've got my checkbook out. We're trying to make a donation to him. So we'll see how it goes. Those are the new tournaments for this year. I'm excited. I know the Riemann Invitational has been... It's been an excellent tournament. It's always the last weekend of January. I know it's the second best tournament in the Central District about the last 5 or 7 years. So. A little dig there, Coach Chef. Just kidding with you, man. I know you guys do a great job. One of the things that I do know that they partake in is they do like a Mom's Award. I think that is so awesome to benefit or just to recognize what moms do, because we know you do a lot. Let's talk about old faces, new places, Sean. Old faces, new places. I'm still on the right side. You're still on the left side.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I was like, why is this old face not in a new place? I mean,
I am in a new place. Yeah.
Not the right
with
place.
Me stepping out at Groveport Madison, Coach Brian Bryson has stepped in. If you'll recall, he was a man to Clear Creek about 3 or 4 years ago. Had a killer squad. So he's there. Coach Hammonds is now at Gehenna Lincoln from Olentangy. Still golden blue.
Okay.
You know?
You think the colors had anything to do with it?
You don't have to change your wardrobe pretty much.
You really don't.
That's a good thing. Let's talk about Dublin Jerome. The assistant coach now goes to the head coach position, and Coach Kahn. Same thing happened at Reynoldsburg with Coach Ball stepping out. Coach Forgy steps in. Same thing happened at Mount Vernon with Coach Farmer. Coach Brown now steps out. Coach Farmer steps in. And don't you know, here's a theme for you. St. Charles had the same thing happen.
It is the theme here.
Montgomery's in, and
Montgomery's in, like the rib place down in Cincinnati.
That's delicious.
Oh, Montgomery.
Montgomery. Yeah, I'm sorry. I totally
said Montgomery's in. Okay. Threw me for a loop there. I got kind of hungry.
Would you do a half rack or a full rack?
Oh, I did full. I take whatever I had left over home and eat it later. But Granville.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Started thinking about ribs. One other one. Division II, Granville. Coach Marvin Bright is out, stepped down. I think he's still holding the coaching job with the golf team, but I think he stepped down from the wrestling. But this gives Kyle Bergeron a chance to step in and show his magic. I do believe he was either at OU or Muskingum, can't remember now, but I know he's got some ties with Luke Moore, Jared Ball. I know he's got some ties there, so he knows what he's doing. And also Independence in Columbus Public Schools, Coach Glenn Blue is going to step aside.
Great hire.
Fantastic. Love the guy. Love the guy. Great. He gets it. I mean, bottom line, at the end of the day, like his attitude's all like, hey, it is what it is. We got to finish the match. We got to do that. It is what it is. That's him, man. So, Sean, those are the new faces, and I'm sure there are a couple other ones. I may have missed a few, but to my point, those are some new faces, new places. If you see them, tell them, hey, congratulations on the new gig. Wish you the best. Moving forward, we do have some events this weekend, Sean.
We do?
Oh, we have some.
We're going to hit the ground running?
Oh, we are going to hit. You know what? Yes. The answer is yes. Okay. And we've got a few of them coming up.
5, 6? What do you think?
6.
Okay.
I bet there's more.
Okay.
I bet there's more. Real quick. December 3rd. Actually, did you know the season actually starts Friday, December 2nd?
I bet you somebody's wrestling December 2nd.
I know they are. Solon has their tournament. It's a 2-day tournament. They start on the that day.
Oh, they probably still did.
No, they're not. But the Central District used to represent up there on that day. But I will state that Granville has a Friday night fights. And they're going to be doing something that night. And if you're watching this and you know of anybody that has DJ services and lights and like a disco ball, yeah, and they got some smoke machines, by all means, get a hold of us. They got a guy who reached out to us wanting that stuff for this event on Friday night. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I love it, man. We need more.
Do you know how great it is to go to a wrestling match and see people excited to watch wrestling in the fan?
That's what we need.
I'm being serious.
Yes.
That is absolutely awesome to me.
I am slow to become gimmicky every event.
You could have stopped it. I'm slow. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's true. But my eyes were open a little bit listening to the Northwestern coach. He goes, we need to be careful becoming gimmicky. But we do need to be excited about the sport of wrestling. And I agree with that. So, hey, what else is going on? Outside of Granville on Friday night, who also has a tournament on Saturday, what else is going on?
Yeah, there's, like Mark said, I think we have about 5 or 6. I know Marysville has their duels this Saturday, which is always good. They bring in Graham. We have Olentangy Lewis Center will have a tournament as well. They're bringing a lot of good teams. 113 at that weight class is going to be absolutely phenomenal. We're going to have Hilliard Davis in there with either
Dussault
or DeSabito.
Right, yeah.
Sherman will be there. Eds is Hipner or the other kid there who's solid. Because only one person can fit at 13.
That's right.
Up. We'll have Logan Agan from Lancaster will be there.
Will he be at 13?
He'll be at 13. I mean, that is really going to be the premier weight. 13? Yeah. That's going to be the premier weight of any tournament in Columbus this weekend. But before really getting sidetracked here, then we have Circleville Kiwanis.
Oh,
we will have
great tournament.
Right, I think Central Crossing usually goes down there. We will have the DeSales Invitational that Liberty is going to go to down there. We'll have the Bad Apple Brawl, which has been a staple to start the season in Central Ohio for
10 years, 15 years.
At least, I'm going to say 15 or over. And then the Granville tournament, as Mark talked about. So 6 tournaments. If you live somewhere in that area, go watch some wrestling.
Get out and watch wrestling.
Support the community and be some good wrestling starting from there.
Agreed. Sean, we've talked about the podcast. We've talked about Megan's Miles. We've talked about new places, old faces and new places. We've even talked about the tournaments that are coming up this weekend. What do the people want, though?
Oh, they want the top 10, but
You're
before we get
right there,
let's talk about some key dates in ITC World.
Ooh.
December 18th, we will have the first individual rankings as well. I mean, it's going to be a big show. It's going to be so big. You're going to need 2 computer monitors to watch it, so go out and get another one to do that. No, it wasn't that good. Too early.
I told you, I'll do the bad jokes.
Okay, so expect a podcast for the next 2 Sundays, and the 18th will be a big show with the individual rankings and among other things. Yeah. And then we'll probably come back after the Medina, the Brecksville, and the Greater Miami Valley, whatever the following Sunday would be, which might be January.
New Year's 1st. I think it's January 1st.
Is the Sunday?
Yeah.
Then we'll maybe...
Come on.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll be back January the 1st then with what's going on.
Listen, I can't stay up past 10:30 anyway.
Okay.
So unless there's something really pressing like the whiteboard predictions, I'm asleep. So I don't care if it's December 31st. I'm out, bro. So I'll be ready to go on the 1st.
It would be our New Year's present to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What else we got?
I think that's about it. I think those were the key dates that I was thinking of. That
make them sweat it out a little more.
Yeah.
Make them sweat it out a little more. Yeah.
Right.
Anywho, all right. Let's go top 10. Sean, I'm going to make an executive decision, and I want to start at the bottom. Since it's our first one, let's start at the bottom. Yes, and I say that because this is a fresh batch of teams. Nobody knows who's in this section right here.
Nobody knows, huh?
No, well, 2 people. No. But when we get in the season and we announce that 1, 2, 3, we've already announced it. After that, this is what shifts the most. So you keep them guessing down here.
So this is what people are curious at now, but as the season goes, we're all curious about here.
Yes.
So basically, we're a bunch of flip-floppers.
Yes!
Okay.
Yes! I have no clue. So, before we say number 10, tell me who number 10 is.
Number 10. You know, it really gets kind of dicey, as Mark said down here. I think the top teams, as we'll talk about as we go through our list, you know, number 1 is out in their own world. Number 2 is kind of distant from everyone else. But down here we start to get jumbled up. But to Mark's question, at number 10, preseason to start the 2016-2017 season will be the Braves of Olden Tangies. A team that really qualified, I think 6 or 7 returning district qualifiers here. They're headed by 2-time state qualifier Xander Gore. And then you add in the talented Sherman, not sure if he'll be at 6 or 13 yet. Then we have Patel, Varelli, Flanagan, Rosales, Flores. I mean, this is really a good team that probably will be a better dual meet team than they will be tournament team. But again, they're a solid number 10 to start the season. At number 9, a team that's kind of out of the way and we really don't get a chance to see them as much, is Tri-Valley. Coach Sumner has done an absolutely fabulous job since taking over there of increasing the numbers and producing top-level kids. Obviously, the big headliners for them are Hernandez, state placer last year, and Harris, who was a state qualifier from 13. But then you add in people like Schneider, Vizel, Walcott. This is a team that has good numbers. I expect them to have a full lineup. Maybe 1 or maybe 2 or 3 deep there. That will always have a full team, a tough team. So a team I'm anxious to see watch as we go through the season.
They were at a lot of the Central District Central District competition nights.
Almost all of them.
Almost all, and always had 3 to 5 kids, and they're coming from Tri-Valley, bro.
That's just right up the road, right?
Tri-Valley, bro. Tri-Valley, bro. Jeez.
At number 8, just to throw Mark a bone, I'm going with Watkins Memorial, the Warriors of Watkins. And again, this is another team kind of like Tri-Valley, but with a little more top-level depth here when you have Lieb, Boyd, and Fullwider leading the way then. And then you have district qualifiers Henry and Reaney helping another community that has great numbers, a phenomenal coaching staff there that I expect them to have enough power to finish in the top 10 at Darby.
Honestly, even better than their coaching staff are some of the people that live within the district. Honestly, I mean, some of those people are unbelievable.
Well, I've only met one person from Pataskala, Watkins area, and this dude's a humdinger.
Number 7, Sean. God, it's good to be back.
Number 7. Every year when I do my list, I always know there's a team that my phone, my email, like people are absolutely going to jump all over me and tell me I'm crazy, I have no idea what I'm doing, and that I don't need a new partner, that Mark is actually the guy who needs a new partner. But at number 7, we're going with the Panthers. Is it of Darby?
Yes, they're your Darby Panthers.
And I think this is a shocker because they really just had bad luck over the last 7 or 8 years. If there's ever a team in the district that has had nothing go their way, it is Hilliard Darby. They have fought injuries for probably 6 or 7 years. At some point, the pendulum has to swing their way and they have to catch some breaks. But when you look at it from a tournament standpoint, Jared Ball is an absolutely overwhelming favorite to be a district champ. Then you add in people like Thatcher that can't be considered anything less than a top 4 guy at his weight. You add in a guy that I'm absolutely starting to love the way he wrestles in Ty Block at 38. We got Rathburn and then
Rayburn,
and then Jacob Cover, who didn't get a wrestle in sectionals last year with injuries, is going to be at a kind of thin 220. Man, you got 5 solid guys there. That's a lot of points. And this staff, Moody does a great job of bringing out kids I have never heard of in my life that end up doing something good. So with that staff and a solid 5 to work with, I think they'll have enough to fill in the gaps around their superstars to actually have a better team than most people think there. I mean, this team really was one bad transfer away from being a solid top 6. Sometimes you just on the wrong end of the stick there, and if they didn't have that bad,
rub that in.
If they didn't have that, they would be a lot. Then we'd move them up a spot for sure.
Well, who is number 6?
At number 6, we're going with the Gales of L-Town, Lancaster here. This is a team that I think will probably be, what part of the OCC is that?
They're in the OCC. I think it's still the Ohio.
Yeah, that's just really gonna,
Pickeringtons, Reynoldsburg, and Hannah.
Yeah. I expect them to run that part of the OCC. It's been kind of down. This is a really good dual meet team. I think they'll have a solid top 10 guy at almost every weight. The problem is, other than Egan at 6, I don't see a lot of star power. So like in Medina, I would expect Hilliard Darby to have maybe a better showing, finish higher than that. I mean, again, Lancaster's going to be a solid dual meet team with like Hessler, Mitchell, the Duluth boys, McCretchy, Spencer Smith. I mean,
Yes.
they'll be good there, but probably a better dual meet team than they are a tournament team.
Okay.
At number 5, now we're starting to get into the meat of the district here. Number 5, perennial top 10 school, the Monarchs of Marysville. Sean Andrews has done a brilliant job with this team over the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Plus. I mean, I can't remember the last time they weren't a top 10 team, and probably maybe a top 5 team in Darby. They continue to year in and year out produce just outstanding wrestlers. This year, the jewel of their team is Jake Marsh at 52.
Yep.
I expect high things out of him. He's just a solid guy. Then we have Walker Hurd.
Hunter Hurd, yeah.
Hunter Hurd, who was a sectional champion at 70 last year. This is a team like Lancaster where I expect to have a better dual meet team than tournament team. When we look at the Darby district as a whole, as Marysville fits in, Darby late in February, I mean, you're going to have Marsh at 52, you're going to have Hurd at 45. Those are just absolutely tough weight classes. I mean, they're going to get out. They're going to do fine, but bonus points, stuff like that comes into play when you're moving up the ladder at Darby. And after you get past them and Sharp at 26, I don't know where they're going to get a lot of points from to really push up like at Brecksville and tournaments like that again. So I have
60, but still 60.
I have them a better dual meet team right now than a tournament team. But again, definitely a top 5 team in the district as we go into.
Well, hopefully they've got some contests that they can gel as a team, as a dual meet team.
I'm sure they have the coaching staff to do it too.
Yep.
At number 4, we're going with the Pacers of Delaware Hayes. Again, a mixed bag here, but this team returns a couple state qualifiers, a couple district placers. The headline for them is Max Wright. I think he'll be a solid choice right now at 95. I mean, he's going to go in there with a lot of confidence. I really think he's going to be a state champion at 195 here. Without giving away my whiteboard or anything down the road, I'm really high on Max Wright this year.
He's
but
awesome.
then you got Juicebox William, who's made the transition to 20 a lot better than I thought he would. State qualifier at 6 up to 20. Then you add in James White the fourth, who was a district placer. You add in Carter Davison, district placer last year, and again it starts to add up quickly. Another program that does a fabulous job with Heffernan up there and Riemann up there filling in the blanks to get the most they can out of the kids they have, and I expect them to have another good season.
Sweetness. How about number 3?
At number 3, we're going with the Shamrocks of Dublin Kaufman.
Kaufman.
And this is a team that returns 3 state qualifiers. Another district placer, but basically the 2 headliners for them are Demas and Fry. Both are solid choices to do something big. Demas, again, he's in that crazy 45-pound weight class where we're going to have Maddox, Grenier. I mean, you have 2 state champions and a kid who got 3rd. And then you got Walker Hurd in there as well. I mean, that's really... And then Xander Gorn. I mean, I don't even know what we do there. Again, Demas, obviously, he's going to have a great tournament. He'll finish in there. But Ben Fry, he'll be a favorite to win the district at 220 or heavyweight, wherever he ends up. I gut feeling he'll be at heavyweight, but who knows. But then you have Ben Yowes, who was a district placer.
Why isn't it Yost?
It probably is.
Okay.
But as far as I'm concerned, it's Yowes.
I meant to ask you that.
Then we have Hassan, who was a state qualifier at 13 last year at 20, but 20 is going to be kind of deep. And again, Lennox Wolak was a Fargo All-American in Greco over the
60
summer.
now?
He's a 60 or 70, so again, I expect him. This is probably going to be one of the more well-balanced teams in the district, where other than the top 2, where I think they're going to have actually a good tournament team with Demas and Fry, and then enough depth in the other weights to have a pretty good showing. I expect them to be in the running for one of the state dual meet berths that are handed out in February out of the region.
BERTHE. Go ahead.
At number 2, a team that would probably be favored to win the district in any other year, but just happen to have a good team and really the wrong year, is the Warriors of Westerville North. If I was a betting man, I would put money on Westerville North being in the state duels right now. I think that the region they're in, the numbers they have up there, I mean, this is a really, really, really a good team where they're getting a lot of guys at the right spot. Josh Grant will be a heavy favorite to be district champ at 32. The very talented Blake Wright is coming in at a 38. That's probably a good weight for him to land, but I expect him to have success there. I mean, he's out of the crush of the 45, 52, and 32 starting to get a little tough as well. Then you add in people like Mason Hay, who's solid. You add in Potter. You add in Siebert. I mean,
Yeah.
you start to add these guys up. I really think dual meet wise, nobody in the district can beat them in a duel other than the number one team. And speaking of the number one team,
Good segue.
it's no surprise at all. It's Liberty. I mean, it's just Liberty, 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 Liberty. Last year, this team threw up 329.5 points at sectionals. Like 329.5 points. Like that is an insane number. I can't even begin to express how insane that number is. That number is so insane to me that I think this year they're a better team than last year, and I'm calling they can't beat 329.5. There's no way. That's insane. I think they will break the record of the all-time most points scored at the district tournament. Do you know what it is?
Yes, it is 213 points.
No, it is 188.5.
Dang it! I was gonna say 190. Dang!
188.5 points. Do you know who did it?
Yes, it was Reynoldsburg.
That was
Terry
terrible. It's
Davidson.
Marysville. Come on, man. They
Marysville.
had that crazy good year.
Yeah.
Anyways, in
Repeat?
2010, Marysville had 188.5 points and is the most points ever scored in the Central District. I expect Liberty to absolutely demolish that record. They will be well over 200, and I will have cash money in my pocket at Darby. They will beat any team in our district, bearing the ocean doesn't swallow up Powell in the middle of the night. They will beat any team in our district by 100 points. You heard it here first.
In a dual meet?
No, at Darby tournament.
At the Derby tournament. 'Cause if it's a dual meet, I'm going to throw down some money because you can't beat them by more than 100. I know that. I know that.
They will win the Darby tournament by well over 100 points.
Okay! So
I mean,
you're not
when you're looking at this team, you got
Well, they're 12th nationally.
you got Lawson squared with the brothers there. You
That means
have
two of them.
Karchalava, Mead, Roselli, Brady. I mean, where does Furnace? It's just the talented freshman Sato. You got Fitz hanging him out there. You know,
He's a big dude.
I was telling Mark before we started filming this, I started covering this district in 1987. 1987 was the first sectional tournament I ever went to in Central Ohio.
Do you remember anything about that section?
I do. I know it was held. And I told Mark, I know who the first person I ever seen win a sectional title. For crazy it is. It is Upper Arlington's own Matt Stout. He won at 98 pounds at 1987. It's
Where was that
crazy.
sectional held?
It was at Upper Arlington.
They had a killer team back then. Holman's.
Oh yeah, they were good. Yeah, Tim McClellan, like they really were a good team.
Anywho, to your
But
story.
anyways, I'm telling Mark, like in the last 30 years, I can't remember a district really disliking a team like the district seems to dislike Liberty. And I think that shows a couple things in our district. When it gets to the point where it's that passionate up, it shows progress. If you go to Cleveland, they always root against Eds and St. Ignatius. If you go to Akron, they root against Stowash, Jesuit, and Cuyahoga Valley. It's just the way it is, but they're passionate areas about wrestling.
That's good. I like passion.
We do like passion, but I think the issue here is with the district that most feel Liberty straddles the line of propriety, and that is the issue that the district has. But
I like passion. I like passion.
So it's interesting to see if this team, again, as I talked last year, is able to withstand the envy, anger, or whatever from those, because sometimes they fold. Sometimes when you're wrestling in a fishbowl the whole time, the pressure gets to you and you fold. So, but I'm anxious to see how the season progresses. This is what's going on in our district right now.
Nice.
This is our preseason top 10.
Nice. Sean, one more time. I like ribs and I like passion. Can you tell me another district in the state that has two buffoons dedicated to their high school students, their wrestlers? No, you can't. And that's why you are inside the circle.